Northeast PA's Classic Rock 107. It's holidays coming up. They're going to be here before you know it. It's the Prospector Show on Rock 107. Good morning, I'm Prospector.
Good morning, I'm Kate. There's nothing like the holidays on the Hallmark Channel.
Yeah, don't they do like 1,000 Christmas Days movies, like 1,000 movies of Christmas or something like that?
They started playing Christmas movies in July.
That's ridiculous, man.
Before the Christmas movies begin, I think they have some Thanksgiving movies as a buffer.
Tonight on the Hallmark Channel, it's Thanksgiving in a small town. She's the beautiful but foul-mouthed author of the beloved holiday classic, Thanksgiving You the Bird. He's a handsome small-town preacher who's so uptight he gets dressed in the dark to avoid seeing himself naked. Starring that actress you've seen on various TV shows, but you'd never know her real name. And also starring a real handsome actor you may recognize as bedpan washer number 3 on General Hospital.
I can take that, nurse.
Thanksgiving in a Small Town. Tonight on the Hallmark Channel.
Breaking the news that's already broken. It's time for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
Popeyes will offer Cajun-style turkey this Thanksgiving. It's a great way to tell your family, I don't love you enough to cook. The Pillsbury Doughboy turned 59 yesterday. Word is that he's kinky. Yeah, he's into yeastiality. About 1 in 5 childhood scald burns are caused by hot soup or ramen, while 4 out of 5 childhood burns are caused by really well-crafted yo mama jokes.
Prospector ruins everything, even the news. Tune in Monday for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
What do you mean by that?
It's time for the epitome of masculinity.
Oh, I thought you were talking about happy hour.
Peter Manley here with lesson number 625 in How to Be Manly. After weeks of consideration, I decided to knock another thing off my bucket list and go hot air ballooning. I Googled hot air balloon rides and made an appointment with a company named Hot Air Betty's Balloons. Soon I was off to see the wild blue yonder, and when I arrived, I was greeted by Betty. And boy howdy, she was a walking advertisement with a set of balloons on her. I figured they must have been real or else her feet would have been off the ground. I told her I was there for my balloon ride, and she said, "We're understaffed today, so I'll be going up with you." Well, I'm not even in the balloon yet, and I'm already feeling liftoff. So up, and away we went in this beautiful balloon. It was quite extraordinary seeing the tops of the trees and enjoying the foliage from a different angle. Betty and I had a wonderful time, and to thank her for taking care of me on a day when they were understaffed, I asked if I could perhaps take her out for a pizza. She said yes, and over dinner I asked what her fascination was with balloon rides. She said, "I was in high school when I had my first ride. I felt something deep down inside that I just never wanted it to end." Well, after hearing this, I knew I could satisfy Betty and have her reliving that first ride and do so in a manly manner. If you ever find yourself in a similar situation, follow along in your manly manual, page number 625, and repeat after me. Number 1, why not relive a fond memory tonight? We can take our first ride. Number 2, shoo-wee mama, do I have something that you could feel deep inside? Number 3, in the morning, my balloons will be inflated, so it won't have to end. Shortly after, as Betty deflates your balloons, that leaves you a pain deep inside, which will always be your memory of this first ride. You'll realize just what kind of man you really are. Until next time, this is Mr. Manley saying be manly, and good day.
The following rant may cause you to pull your hair out, scream at the radio, punch the dashboard. Complaints should be addressed to loudmouthyambag@rock107.com.
Hey, I'm Rock 107's Prospector, and here's what has me jacked. I met a vegan who fishes. She catches and releases. Now, it galled me, because, it's not like I run around espousing the virtues of a gluttonous, fat, and meat-based diet. No, I eat what I like, and I shut up about it. But you can't swing a dead cat without some gaunt-looking vegan climbing on a soapbox and yammering on about how they won't eat sentient beings. Then this idiot tells me she fishes, but she won't eat the fish, so she catches them and then releases them. So I thought it was prudent to point out the irony in her statement about being a vegan who fishes. I said, "Oh, okay, so it's okay to torture them as long as you don't kill them." I mean, how would you like it if you're walking by a lake and a big hook jacks into your mouth and pulls you underwater? Then while you struggle to breathe for 30 seconds, someone tries to remove the hook without anesthesia. Sound fun? Not that I'm against hunting or fishing. I'm against holier-than-thou yam bags who admonish me for eating a burger and then turn around and be hypocritical for fishing and catching and releasing. If you're going to be a vegan or a vegetarian or whatever, fine. Keep it to yourself, jackhole. I'm Prospector. I'm for the people. Who's with me? I gotta go crazy, man.
Ever see the crazy guy screaming at the wall outside the Times building?
Where does this rage come from, my son?
Tweet us with hashtag #IFoundProspector and we'll come and get him. Prospector, mornings on Rock 107.
To take his whole family to see Taylor Swift. The grand prize was a VIP suite for 14 people at one of her shows next month and $25,000 in cash. He's bringing his immediate family and a couple of close friends and would have had no problem filling all 14 spots, but he said he's setting aside 4 of them and giving them to the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107. Ladies and gentlemen, grab the kids, call your neighbors, and gather around the radio.
It's now time to announce the winner of Prospector's Yam Bag of the Week, as decided by you at rock107.com.
We uncover the most baffling, ridiculous, pathetic, cockeyed, laughable, preposterous blunders in the world of misdeeds. Nominee number 1.
There's nothing wrong with going to McDonald's on a date, unless you're showing off your golden arches in the parking lot in broad daylight. 2 middle-aged women were on a road trip to reconcile their relationship in Georgia last week when they made a pit stop at a complex that had a gas station and a McDonald's. And it's unclear what they stopped for, but things were getting heated in a naughty way, and they didn't keep it to themselves. Witnesses called police and said they saw the woman going at it in the grass outside the McDonald's, and they were full go in their birthday suits. They were arrested for misdemeanor public indecency. In a Facebook post, the police said, "Please don't reconcile in the grass beside the street. Get a room or go home."
Nominee number 2.
He was entrusted with something sacred, and he blew it. 19-year-old Trenton Hurst of Texas was driving when he struck a median, left the roadway, drove through landscaping in a parking lot, swiped the sign of a donut shop, and came to a stop near gas pumps at a 7-Eleven. Surveillance video from Shipley Donuts shows the car entering the parking lot at a high rate of speed before striking the building near the drive-thru window. According to police, all of the tires were ripped off and multiple airbags were deployed in the collision. Hurst was arrested on DWI charges. It's the 3rd time in 3 months he's been arrested on alcohol-related offenses. But wait, there's more. Hurst told police he was at a party and consumed 7 beers and 3 shots earlier in the evening. Yeah, that's a lot. But here's the kicker. He was the designated driver for the group of 5 that were in the car. None of the car's occupants had serious injuries, despite the vehicle being totaled.
Nominee number 3.
We've seen a million stories where criminals get caught because they did something small, like roll through a stop sign. Here's the public transit version. A suspected drug dealer on Staten Island got caught because he got on a bus and didn't pay the fare. An MTA official saw him do it as he boarded the bus. It normally would just be a ticket, no big deal, but an NYPD bus enforcement unit joined in, and they found 52 bags of drugs on the man's person. 40 of the bags had cocaine in them. The other 12 contained heroin. His name is Noel Steidel. He's 40 years old, and it's not his first rodeo. He did 5 years for drugs and weapon charges and just got paroled in February. He's now facing fresh charges for criminal possession of a controlled substance, criminal possession with intent to sell, and theft of services for not paying the bus fare.
Nominee number 4.
It's bad enough to assault a police officer, but somehow it seems even worse to attack a police animal. A man from Florida named Emmanuel Jones was arrested for punching a Jacksonville Sheriff Office horse after the Georgia-Florida game this past Saturday. The officers were trying to maintain order after the game, but Emmanuel reportedly walked up and punched the horse in the face. It's not clear why he did that. 3 officers grabbed Emmanuel, and he was still shadow boxing and swinging his arms around, so one of the officers struck him in the face, and he was forced to the ground and cuffed. He was charged with causing harm to a police animal, disorderly intoxication, endangering others, and resisting arrest. They didn't mention the condition of the horse, so I'm assuming it's okay.
And the winner is
the drug dealer who got caught because he skipped out on a bus fare. Way to go, idiot. That $1.50 really ended up costing you a lot. You're the Yam Bag of the Week. Keep it here for all the nominees for Prospector's Yam Bag of the Day, weekday mornings on Rock 107.
Thanks for listening to Prospector's Prime Cuts podcast. Be sure to catch us live weekdays from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on Rock 107 or online at rock107.com or the Rock 107 app, a free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cuts.